My name is Brandy Baldwin, and I'm a Temple University Educational Leadership and Policy Studies student. I think that union officials and everyone should be a part of the conversation, and no one should be encouraged not to give their perspective on what's going on in the education community. I definitely think that parents and communities would be better served if teachers participated. They're the ones with the training, and they're the ones that have spent years preparing and learning how to best serve our students, so they definitely should be a part of the conversation.
My name is Matthew Angelo. I taught for 2 years. I'm taking a year off from teaching, considering going into an education policy program. Just here to figure out what's going on in Philadelphia education. Based on my experience, I would agree with the assessment that pouring money into schools without necessarily knowing where that money is going is not going to help the system. I've actually seen this play out firsthand. I was in a school that had not unlimited resources, but we definitely had a plethora of resources that we could access, and even though we could access those resources, we didn't necessarily reach the achievement goals that we wanted to, because maybe those funds weren't necessarily applied the way they should have been. I do believe that depending on the educator and depending on the school system that you work in, you can get enough information from testing to accurately gauge how your students are doing. That doesn't mean that you only use state tests. That doesn't mean that you only use state tests that were manufactured by outside corporations. It also means finding ways to assess your students that aren't traditional and aren't always quantitative. I really hope they'll talk about some of the reforms that they think will improve schools the most. That's definitely an issue I'd like to hear about. I read about things all the time, but hearing it from them and really getting an understanding of what movements and what changes they see as important would definitely give me a better understanding of, where I'd want to do research in the future.
My name is Phil Harris. I'm a professor of criminal justice at Temple University. Well, I think it's ridiculous to say out of the conversation. There's a major set of interests. Obviously, the teachers have. The unions should be part of the conversation as well. We're talking about what's best for kids and how best to use available resources. I do hope that there's some discussion of research on best practices. Clearly not all cities are having the same kinds of outcomes. So what's out there? What are other people doing that's working? And I think the second thing is I'm concerned about kids being suspended, expelled, pushed out of school systems for behavior that's not extreme, but kind of pushes them into the justice system prematurely. We talk about this school to prison pipeline a lot in my field. The whole idea that schools are releasing kids for relatively minor bad behavior and pushing them out into the justice system where things go downhill for them.